When you watch the NFL, the most important game is the Super Bowl. When you watch the FIFA World Cup, the most important game is the final. When you watch Wimbledon, the most important game is when play Federer against Nadal in the final. And then why in poker doesn't happen the same? Why the most important parts in poker are the bubble time or the starting of the final table, instead when 2 or 3 players remain that usually make a deal and then lose the spirit of competition in that part. Because in most tournaments, when 2 or 3 players remain, this part of the game is not played. Then, in order to create a game where the final is the most, I create a formula in order to play the final heads-up when 2 players remain, best of 3. Instead, the usual only one win is played best of 3, and then the player to win need to beat the other player twice, instead only once. What's happened? What's the problem here? The matter is that if one player has, for example, 10 times more points than the other one, it will be unfair that the other player must beat twice with just 10 times the less chips. And then I developed a formula that is a third-grade equation that you can read in the description that made that the odds are always the same. I mean, gives an amount of chips of every player in every of the best of 3 sets in order that have the same odds to win the tournament that before. What are the advantages of this? The first, that the players feel that luck is reduced. I mean, that can play to the tournament and has 2 odds, 2 opportunities instead of only once. Then luck is reduced, and then the player will feel that can really play more himself instead to gamble to win the tournament. The second one is that the first prize can be much higher than the second one. Something that in general authorities of poker who organizes tournaments prefer. For example, if the first is a big jump to the second one, the first prize can be much higher. And the third one is that spectators and press media can take advantage of it. For example, now player A win the first game, and after one makes the second set, and the other player wins the second set, and then needs a third set to decide. It's not the same that says that Phil Ivey wins World Series of Poker because a spade appears in the river, that wins 2-1 because lost the first set and after won the second or third. I think it's more sportive way. Also for the streamings, for EPTs, so World Series of Poker or big tournaments, Party Poker for example, can use this formula in order to make a streaming of the final heads-up best of 3 that it will be preferred for spectators, both players and organizations. And then here it's in Casino Costa Brava made the first tournament of it with this formula that is called Roland Garrido, like in tennis close enough, and it's best of 3 the final. This tournament will be in Gran Casino Costa Brava here in Lloret, in Catalonia, Spain, and will have the same rules, the normal tournament of poker, but with 2 or 3 differences. The first one is this one. The final heads-up will be played best of 3 with this amount of chips. The second one is that no deals are allowed, like in a sportive tournament. The third thing is that the payout structure will be different to usual. The first prize will be much higher than normal tournaments for the winner, and all of the players between the second one until the final player that will be paid, it will be in a much flatter payout structure. Because if you are not the winner, it doesn't matter. Then the important here will be the win, and the focus will be the win, and then because of it will be used this system, the best of 3, in order to decide the title.